Megan Hicks of I Run Far. I'm with Diego Pazos. It's a couple days before the 2024 Hardrock 100 Endurance Run. Hi Diego, welcome to America, welcome to Hardrock.
Hi Megan, thank you, I'm happy to be here.
You have been applying to race Hardrock for a long time, so this being here today, this week, is a long time coming for you.
Yeah, it's like a dream coming true, you know. Yeah, it's been 10 years that I want to race this race, and 7 years that I've been applying. So very happy to be here with the whole family and discovering this wonderful Colorado.
Amazing. You have a long career in ultra running at this point. I think maybe 13 or 14 years of ultra running, is that correct?
Yes, 13 now.
Okay, 13. It seems like you are specific with the 100-mile races that you do, though. I think maybe your races have been only UTMB and the Diagonal de Fou, and now Hardrock. Is this what 100-mile running means to you?
Exactly. For me, 100 miles is a mythical distance. So I choose the races that for me have a sense, and that the ones that make me dream, you know. Otherwise, I will go also other formats, more than 100K. I like that, but 120, 110, 100. But 100 miler, I think it's a hard race, and I think you have to spot them. You cannot do many in 1 year. At least me, with work, with family, I cannot race many 100 milers in 1 year. So.
I always like to ask people who are coming internationally what it means to get into Hardrock, to be here. It's just everything about this place is unique. Could you share a little bit about your experience? You've been in America like 10 days now?
Yes. I mean, everything is different for us from in Europe. You know, everything is big here. You know, big cars, big roads. Yeah, it's
big
funny.
Meals,
big meals. Yeah. For food, it's different. I mean, it's a different vibe. You know, and I've always been dreaming of participating in one race in the US. And for me, I mean, Hardrock suits better my qualities than Western states, for example. So I've always been more interested in Hardrock since the beginning, since the first time. Yeah, maybe Kilian came because he gave, I think, to this race an image, a vision in Europe. Because before, I mean, I heard about it, but I didn't know that it was so high. I didn't interest me more than before Kilian came. So, and now since 1 week, I mean, I love the weather. It's perfect. The trails are very nice, and I love that it's very wild. It's kind of a paradox between big roads, big cars, and with cars everywhere. You know, we're at Engineer Pass. It was full of boogies, but in a sense, it's very wild and protected. Not so many ski resorts everywhere that maybe we have too much in Europe in some parts. So this part I love a lot.
It's interesting for you to point out that dichotomy of America with, you know, everything is oversized and big and just very American, but then our wild spaces are quite wild and maybe in most places like much more wild than the wilderness you find in Europe.
Yeah, sure. It's protect. I mean, it looks like there is nothing, you know, like no trails, nothing. And as a trail runner and a mountain lover, you want to go everywhere. You know, it's hard to stay calm here in Silverton when you see so many mountains and so many wild mountains in the surroundings.
I have to ask a little bit about the altitude. This is something that's unique for almost everybody who does this race. Coming from Europe, something like 2,000 meters is pretty high for a trail there. You'll double that in this race. You'll go to 4,000 meters, 14,000 feet. You have been here for a week and a half. I know you're camping with your family up quite high, like 3,000 meters. How's altitude feeling for you?
For the moment, it's good. I mean, I went to Engineer Pass, so it was close to 4,000 meters, 13,000 feet, I think. It was quite okay. You feel that if you want to push a bit, it's harder, and to eat For the nutrition is a bit special as well. You have to be careful because it's not so easy to eat. You can have some stomach problems. But otherwise, I don't feel. I feel quite good sleeping at Molas Lake. It was fine. I feel that on the muscles as well. When you start running, it's like you have full of acid in the muscles. But then after 15-20 minutes, you start to stabilize. Yeah. So you find your rhythm, and it's what I love in ultra running. In this race we add another parameter. Usually you have a lot of them in an ultra race, and here you add another one. So I will have to play on this one to try to give my best, and yeah, this is even more interesting.
That was exactly my next question for you, because you're very familiar with running 100 miles. You're very familiar with the amount of vertical gain and loss that we see this weekend. But the staying consistently quite high is like the variable of the weekend. You have so much experience at 100-mile running, though. So my question for you is, how are you going to take the experiences you've had, like, problems and things that you've thrived at before? What are you bringing specifically to this race and its unique conditions?
I think it's to prepare myself mentally to suffer even more than in other 100-milers. Because these parameters, I don't know how it will affect my condition. And it's to stay always focused that it will come back and not, say, okay, I'm a mess and I have to stop because I cannot even breathe. I cannot. And I will bring this experience to say, okay, for example, last UTMB, last year, I had big problems with the 65 first kilometers. I lost almost 2 hours on the front leaders, stomach problems, diaphragm problems. And then it switched, and the last 100K, I could really...
Interesting.
Yeah, and I gained maybe 62 positions, but it was too late. I was too far, so it was impossible to get into the top 20. I was 23rd, I think. But this experience gave me a lot of confidence for a race like that, where we will be alone in the wild most of the time because there is not a lot of participants. But you will be alone with yourself, and you will have to fight to find your resources to adapt that. So I think it's more on the mental part than in the physical part, because on the physical part, I tried to. I had a tent at home for 3 weeks before coming.
Tried to sleep a bit. So good.
Maybe,
altitude in your tent at home.
Yeah, I stopped 1 week before coming here. I did 3 weeks, but with work and family, I couldn't stay more than 8 hours in the tent for the night. It was short, but I think maybe it gave to my body a taste of what it's here. So I'm feeling good. I'm sleeping good. So just got sick, as I told you. 4 days ago, so I hope I have still 4 days. I hope it's going to be all fine for the race. And can't wait to...
My last question for you. You have a bit of an alter ego, Speedy.
Yeah.
How is the alter ego feeling about this really new adventure, racing at high altitude in Colorado?
I mean, my bow tie is just waiting to run here, and I mean to say hi with a big smile to the community here, to the volunteers, and it's a dream to be here. So I know that if I can fight for the lead position, I will do it for sure. That's an objective. But if I can't, my objective is to be at the finish line, and I know that I will be in a warrior mode, so I will give it all to be here. And even if if it will take me 47 hours or 47 and 30 hours, I will try to be here. So I'm focused, I'm mentally really ready, I think, to these mountains, this altitude. I hope so. And then I just wait that the weather will be with us without too much thunderstorm, because I think here it can be very violent. So I'm ready, and Speedy waits for Colorado trails.
Awesome. Best of luck to you and Speedy.
Thank you.
On Friday and Saturday.
See you at the finish line.
Okay.
Thank you.